Surendran Chemmenkotil, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Metropolis Healthcare, joining in. Hi, sir. Thanks so much for taking the time. First, and this is something that was pointed out by my research analyst, she's looked at the volume impact in Q3 in the acute segment, which is normally a soft quarter as we understand it. What is the expectation for volume growth in that particular segment?
Good morning. Good morning to you and good morning to all your viewers. Yes, I mean, if you look at the overall results, we have clocked about 11% revenue growth and a 15% margin growth. Another good quarter for us in terms of performance, definitely. The volumes normally in quarter three, we normally see a decline in volume because of it's not a illness quarter per se, festivities and good weather, etc. is what happens in quarter three, particularly the acute illness comes down in quarter three. That's why you are seeing a slight dip in the volumes in quarter three. But once it comes into quarter four and then onwards, the volumes get better, and we are definitely looking for a 6 to 7% volume growth in the coming quarters.
On the revenue as well, so you've clocked an 11% increase in the revenue. As you pointed out, in that quarter, there's festive season and generally cheer, right? So I'm just wondering about the full year guidance, Mr. Surendran. Is there going to be the 13 to 15% that you've guided for? Are you going to achieve that? And towards what end of the band do you think is more likely?
So on a YTD basis, if you look at 3-quarter performance, we have done 12.5%. And we should see a similar trend or a better trend in quarter four as well. So we should come closer to the guidance that we have given by the time we close this year.
Mr. Surendran, Mahima also joining in. I wanted to understand that you've recently acquired Core Diagnostics, and the acquisition of this might lead to some margin dilution. Do you expect that to happen? And if yes, what range will your margins end at by FY25? And going forward, what's the margin outlook for FY26?
Yeah, yes, Mahima. The Core Diagnostic acquisition integration is in the final. I mean, the whole acquisition in the final stages. Maybe about 4 to 6 months, 4 to 6 weeks from now, we should, start the integration process, once the acquisition is completed. Well, I mean, in the year one, definitely there will be a little bit of margin erosion because Core operates at a relatively much lower margin than what we do. And what our expectation is that in 3 years' time, Core Diagnostic business get into Metropolis levels of margin. So definitely the first 2 years, a slight margin dilution will be there in overall group level. But I think at third year, we should get back to overall revenues getting much better with the Core acquisition and also the margins coming back to the company levels.
Got it. With respect to the volume versus pricing growth, one of your competitor came out and said that they will be focusing on the volume growth and won't take price hikes. Is that the strategy that you will also be adopting, or will you see some price hikes at the cost of volumes?
See, we have always been focusing on the volume growth. That's not new to us. And, whether we stated or not stated, volume growth always been. And we are one of those, leaders in the volume growth. If you look at it, the last year we ended with about more than 7% volume growth. And this year at a YTD level, we are running at a 6% volume growth. The volume growth will continue to be our driver. But that doesn't mean that we will not look at the pricing opportunities. Now, we have rolled out micro-marketing strategies, rather than looking at the pricing at a national level, along with pricing, distribution, logistics, and the support system, etc. We are looking at every micro-market level. So wherever there's an opportunity for us to take the prices up in the micro-marketing strategy, we will take the prices up. And wherever we need to do a price adjustments, in terms of being competitive in the market, we'll also do some price adjustments, even if it has to, that means that we have to, bring down the price in certain markets. So for us, it's going to be a very dynamic kind of a scenario. Based on each market, we will take our call.
Mr. Chemmenkotil, thank you so much for joining us, for speaking to us this morning. Pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.